engagement.
Weapons free.
Good to go.
10 seconds.
Go! Green light's going, green light. Call it Wolf. Go! Go, go!
Hey, alright everybody, it's your pal Revolver84 here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Activision's latest installment in the Call of Duty franchise, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Now I need to stress at this point, this review is just for the standalone Infinite Warfare and not for the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered Edition, which is a masterpiece by the way. This is just the original Infinite Warfare. Ready? Always for the face. So let's start off with the good things first of all. Graphics. Yeah, the graphics are alright. Yeah, they're not absolutely, you know, 4K or brilliant or anything. They're alright, they do the job. But I'm a little bit annoyed by the fact that they haven't moved on a lot since the last few iterations of Call of Duty. Yeah, the quality's still there, but I can't see any real particular improvements. Like, for example, shadows. I can't see people with shadows or anything, which is really annoying in a game nowadays. And that's been the case for the last few Call of Duties. The cartoonish sort of look of the faces and the really cartoonish look of the arms when they're getting waved about and the way they move. It's starting to get a bit dated, let's be honest. You've got Titanfall out there, you've got Battlefield 1 out there. The graphics are alright, but it's starting to get to a point now where they're starting to look a bit old and a bit outdated when there's better things out there in the market. But certainly graphics is something that's not worthy of a massive complaint, just you have to accept the fact that they're not going to be great. Next up, I'd like to talk about the gameplay itself, the controls, the actions and the weapons type of thing. So, the controls are just as intuitive, just as fluid, just as fast as they've ever been. They really do, Activision really do have it tied down to perfection. The way the control system works in terms of what the buttons should be for shoot, what the buttons should be for run, throw a grenade. It's very intuitive. It takes literally 2 minutes to pick up a controller if you've never played Call of Duty before and play it. Very easy to run and very easy to understand. The actions, on the other hand,
give me a rifle.
yeah, so you've got your basic crouch, you've got your basic prone, but then you've got this really annoying running along walls. Like, they've obviously took it in a sort of a futuristic sort of direction a couple of iterations ago, and they can't get away from it. I'm not being funny, I hate that. Go back to Modern Warfare. That's why the Modern Warfare Remastered is such good. I don't want to go running along the side of walls for 5 minutes with falling down and stuff, and that it looks absolutely stupid. Really annoying as well. It destroys the realism a bit, and you, instead of looking around corners and looking for things, you're looking in mid-air, places that you wouldn't naturally normally already do. So that's a little bit annoying. The weapons as well. I'm not gonna lie, you're not gonna recognise any of them as usual. So you're set in the future again. You don't really know what's going on. And the weapons, I mean, are they useful? Yeah, you've got your accurate ones, you've got your inaccurate ones, your mods and stuff now, you didn't really know what some of them do, if I'm honest. There's one in particular, this grenade, which turns into like a spider and runs off and stuff. Right. And there's another one, like the anti-gravity grenade. You'd sort of throw them thinking, like, what's the point here? All I want is a frag grenade. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want a spider to go and run along the floor and give the enemy time to run away from it or whatever. I didn't want to throw a grenade and have people fly into mid-air for no reason, just hang there. I wanted a frag grenade to throw around the corner and blow people up with. Is that so much to ask?
See, I thought he was on my side, that bloke. He was right in front of us. I just didn't shoot. I assumed he was on my side. Can't even tell who's on your side or not. Fill up more grenades, alright? While we're here. Oh, the stupid little spider ones. What's wrong with just frag grenades, like?
I do have to give a special call out to the zombie section of the game as well. As usual, it's excellent, really exciting, really push yourself to the limit. You're not always 100% sure what you've got to do. Multiplayer,
it's hard.
it's weaker, if I'm honest. It's weaker than it used to be, and it seems to be getting worse. And it's getting to the point now where they're just reintroducing previous maps, just putting new skins on them, because they're kind of plan a map out now for a dam. Like some of the maps are absolutely atrocious, and they're having to rely on your more classic ones for nostalgia and actual playability to get any sort of use out of them. You know, the newer maps, I'm gonna say it, probably worse than useless, really. Not very enjoyable to play at all.
Why isn't my freaking grenade working? Oh, you sons of bitches.
The enemy launched the counter UAV.
Why isn't my grenade freaking working, man?
So the Call of Duty
over the place,
franchise has a history of having some pretty interesting characters in it. You know, Victor Reznov, that was quality crack. Markov, Captain Price, obviously top of the hill. Everyone knows Captain Price. Soap. You know what I mean? Like, they had a good list of characters and stuff. People who were interested in, people that drove the plot forward, and you wanted to see what would happen to them.
Son of a bitch.
This one, the characters are awful. Like I've got literally no interest in them. All the very wooden. I couldn't care about them whatsoever. I don't even care what happens to Ethan the robot. Do you know what I mean? Like, absolutely stupid. They're forgetting the fact that, like, you know, in earlier versions of Call of Duty, the story modes have been absolutely excellent, and they've progressed characterization along. They've went through nice arcs and such. Like this one, awful. Really bad. Don't care for them whatsoever. Campaign mode altogether, I would say, is particularly poor, with no interesting activity taking place at all. No surprise actions. No, you know, wow, that's amazing moments in it. A pretty poor performance, really. Not a lot of thoughts being put into it.
We gotta go now. Ethan, go.
And there's another expansion coming out pretty soon, just a couple more weeks actually, and again they're just sort of recycling previous maps and such like. But the thing is, you have to be absolutely off your nut to think it'd be a good idea to get the expansion, because you're going to be paying for an expansion for a game that you're not interested in whatsoever. One of the maps is literally a previous map redone. You'd have to be absolutely off your bonds. And that sort of brings me to the conclusion that I think about this game. I think they know themselves they have a poor game. Like, I genuinely do. I think they understand just how poor the game is, which is why they have to regurgitate previously successful maps for multiplayer. Why they've had to tag on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where the internet multiplayer console, at least, revolution started, really. They've got to regurgitate these things to play on people's nostalgia, and because they know for a fact, as a standalone game, this was just not hold up. There's too many other people out there, man. There's too many other games out there. If you want online activity, you'd buy Battlefield 1, right? You'd buy Battlefield 1, or at a push, you'd buy Rainbow Six at a push. If you wanted a story-driven game, you would buy Titanfall. And I think they recognise that. I think they've recognised that they've got a pretty poor product here, if I'm honest. And you get the impression that they're just regurgitating the same thing. They've fell into the trap now where they're thinking that the franchise will sell for the sake of the name. So they've sort of fell into the same trap as to what Capcom did with Resident Evil and such like, and that is that they just feel the need to just regurgitate, get anything out, get something out. Doesn't matter what direction you take in the game, it doesn't makes any sense. Get something out every year on year. Know that the hardcore fan base will keep paying for it, but at the end of the day, you're going to slowly bleed fans. You're going to slowly bleed interest to the point that I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I think the entire franchise is one more poor game away from being pulled all together. Like, I genuinely do. It's not going the right direction. Contact me. Infinity Ward, come to me. Activision, come to me. I'll tell you why Nuketown was excellent. I'll tell you why Overgrown was brilliant.
I'll tell you why I love running around on shipment. I'll tell you why the characterization in some of the original games, in Black Ops, in Modern Warfare, why their characters were absolutely fantastic for. I'll explain to you what you got so right in some of the stories, and how it interested me, and the set pieces, particularly, like I say, in Black Ops, for example, some of the set pieces were excellent. I'll tell you these good things. I'll tell you what you've done right, and how you need to get back to that winning way. I think, black it up, this isn't a good game, and if I had to put a score on it, I'm going to say it's as low as the most worst Call of Duty game I've ever played in its entire iteration. This isn't just the PS3 and PS4. I'm talking about including all the way back to the original Call of Duties and the World War Ones and the World War II games and such like. I would put this on par with Call of Duty World at War. In fact, no, I would be even saying maybe even a little bit worse. At least Call of Duty World at War, alright, the multiplayer was absolutely shocking, but at least there was a bit of an attempt to have some sort of interesting story, and there was some memorable moments, like when you were fighting in Berlin and such, like, you know, there was something to latch onto. So I would say it's at least on par with World at War at a 6 out of 10. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Would I give you my recommendation to buy this game? I would not. There's just too many other alternatives out there to go out and invest your hard-earned money in. Do you know what I mean? I've said them already in this game. Sorry. I would recommend Battlefield 1. I would recommend Titanfall. You know, there's just too many other games, and like I say, I think we might be looking at the end of the road pretty soon for this entire franchise if they don't do a radical U-turn and get back to winning ways and get out of this habit of just regurgitating out stuff, getting stuff out every year. There's got to be something out in November. Got to be something out in November every year. Churn it out. They've got to get out of that mentality. If they even have to miss an entire year, to get back to a level of quality again that people will enjoy, and will get them back into a good standing, do it for the benefit of the franchise. But I don't think they will, which is a bit of a shame, as I have a massive Call of Duty fan. I've had some really memorable moments, like I've mentioned earlier on, the whole "I am Victor Reznov" crack was absolutely fantastic. Never saw that happening in a million months of Sunders. What happened to Mesa and such like, I thought that was fantastic. I thought the betrayal in Modern Warfare 2, where the general turns on his own troops and such like, I thought that was absolutely brilliant, you know, and how Captain Price had to go rogue. All that was fantastic. I'm a big fan. In fact, I would go so far as to say this franchise turned me on to multiplayer console activity, full stop. But to go from that level of compliment to what we're looking at now, and the quality, the standard quality that you think that's appropriate, we're talking chalk and cheese here, do you know what I mean? Totally different. I would hope this review's been beneficial for you. If you disagree with us, let us know. If you like this new direction, let us know. If you enjoy this whole wacky, you know, spider grenades, gravity grenade things, if you like that sort of thing, let us know in the comments below. I would love to have someone to debate with and tell me that I'm wrong. Or, on the other hand, am I right? Do you think I'm right? Do you think Activision needs to say it to the developers? Right, you're going to have to get it right. You have to go back to basics and look what you're doing wrong to save the franchise. Do you agree with me that the franchise's entire life cycle is under threat? Are we coming close to the end of Call of Duty? Let us know what you think, and don't forget to hit subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it, people. Thanks very much. Keep your eyes on this channel for upcoming videos for video game releases. Cheers. Speak to you in a bit. All the best.